First at noon, state health officials are reporting Hawaii's first death of a child from the flu of the current flu season. DOH says the child was a Hawaii County resident with underlying medical conditions, and medical and exposure history pointed to seasonal influenza as the most likely cause of illness. Now, this case is not believed to be associated with the recent wastewater detection of H5 in Hilo. No further information about the child is being released. Health experts say Hawaii has seen an increase in respiratory disease activity as we enter the holiday season. They say flu activity is currently low but increasing. RSV activity is at a medium level and increasing, while COVID-19 activity is low and stable.